Well, let's start. So I also decided to show you some things directly in the map or in the EWmaps tool. And as Annette already introduced you to the main parts of the tool itself. And well, the question is, what can you do with the existing data? Or here you can see for the countries that the network is available. And first of all, I want to point out one of the main big advantages of the EWmaps tool is the visualization of information, and that's one of the main things I want to show how you can do this in the first step. So first of all, again, you can click here on the very small icon, and then you see a Windows popping up, and here you can select different base layers, as also Annette introduced. And depending on what you want to do, different base layers, some of the base layers are good or not good. Already introduced the base layer just borders and roads, but to make things a little bit more visible, I choose for this first try just borders. Hang on. So you see just borders. Then you have a second part. You can see overlays, and there you can decide which overlay you want to see. For example, gray roads. This is the road network just grayed out. Or EWmaps roads. If you click on the left side, you have a legend, and you can see which color belongs to which country. This legend will also change if you select different items. But for the moment, I dismiss this one. Well, we're gonna do one thing for the visualization, for example, of the operating environments. You get on the left side, click on the style section, and then select the operative environment you want to visualize, and you can see this. Then you can zoom in, for example, in using the zoom or just scrolling, like it is like all the other web-based tool. Like you can do it in all the other web-based tools. And then, for example, printing a map of all the operating environments. That's something Annette didn't introduce you at this point. So, for example, if you press on print, you can change the zooming scale you want, and then select the resolution. At this point, I just take 1000 by 1000. And then starting to download it. I just open it right away, and you've produced a map with all operating environments shown in this window you selected to be printed. You could also use a PNG file. So in this case, you could better directly export it or import it in presentations or oh, hang on. So this is one thing, but at this view, you can see that the entire European network can be seen. And if you, for example, just want, for example, in my position as a corridor coordinator is to point out things just for the corridor, and this also can be shown, but you need to do it in a little bit different way. That's what I'm going to show you now. You have over here, you have a sections called groups, and if you select the corridor you want to show, then you just see the operating environment for the corridor, and then, for example, you could repeat the printing for just the corridor. If it is not shown, then you have to select just the EasyWay group, and now only the group, what I've selected in the group, is shown. If I tick, for example, on a different corridor, it takes some time to refresh, I guess, and then you see, right, that's the east-west corridor, and you could now again print information or create maps with the operating environments. Or if you go back to the styles section, you could also select on the deployments or on the services and create maps for just your corridor or just your country. And so this is one of the things, but if you if you are just interested in your country's data, you can also use these data to work with offline, and that's the next thing I want to show you. So first of all, we untick everything. So if you go on operating environments, click on EWmaps, so no group is selected. Now you see everything again. Click on styles and operating environment, close everything, you have the full view again. Okay. And hang on. So if you want to download, for example, the German road network, you would click on download CSV, so the comma-separated value, like Annette already introduced. I will select here the German part of the network and just save it. So it's directly put in the download folder. For better orientation, because now I have just gray background and streets or roads, I activate another base layer so I can see where I actually am. And then we will go to close to Cologne. In the meantime, I will open in the background, I can show you an Excel file, and there you can import the information you just downloaded. This can be done easily in Excel via data, and get external data, and then you say from text, and then you will select just the latest one I downloaded. You can say import, and you set you will set that the separation is done by tabbing. So here you can see, for example, the preview. And then it is important that you say on everything that has a number that should be imported as a text, not in general. Okay, you say finish, should be added at A1, and here we go. So all the information that were downloaded into a text file are now in Excel, and so you can start working on it a little bit better. And if you, for instance, add now a filter, it makes it a little bit more easier to keep control. So what I'm going to show you now is what you have a table with data, but where are these data from? So the data are from the database, but you also can find them in EWmap. And that's the reason why I just added the filter. So first of all, I unselect everything, and then I will go to the A4. Oh, hang on, A4, and I will look for an intersection called Moosfeld, and here we are. So just for better visualization, I mark this line in yellow, and switch back to EWMap. So if I zoom in a little bit, for example, you can see here. Okay, so now it should be visible to everybody. The screen is rebuilding. Here you can see is the city called Moosfeld, and here is the city called Untereschbach. If you now click on select and just click on this one segment element, you can see information on the right panel. And these information are exactly the information you just downloaded, but in a slightly different way. So if I switch back to Excel and put it next to it, you have, hang on, oh, come on, A4, 1 second, I just need to view freeze. Okay, so we go to the yellow marked, where is it? Okay, freeze, unfreeze. Nope, that doesn't work. Okay, one more time, looking for the A4. Here we go. Right, and then there should be my yellow marked. There we are. So we have here the ID. Well, it's not shown yet, but we have here the ID, and in the EWMap tool, the ID can be found here in the ID section, and as you can see, it is exactly the same ID, and the identifier is, or the name is A4, and it is from Untereschbach, you can find it here, to Moosfeld, and the length, it is written here in meters, in kilometers, and in the EWMap tool it shows the mileage in meters. And further, if you just go on, you have physical characteristics, and the physical characteristics you can find here. Motorway, it says, and if you click on the list, you have motorway and two other options, and it's clear. The 3 stars stand for multiple items are selected, and if they are not of the same category, it can't show 2 at the same time. So then you will see, for example, just 3 stars. If you go back and go to the, where is it? Here it is. And go to the back to the Excel file, you see that here is just written a 1. So if you again have a look at it, so clear is the first item. And if there would be selected clear, you have no entry in the cell. And if a 1 stands for the first entry, a 2 for the second entry, and a 3 of course for the third entry. And this is how the entire Excel export file works. The next one is 4. 4 is the network. If you click on the network, you see that the 4th entry, that is link, is selected, and that's the reason why you find the 4 in the Excel export file. And this works for the entire operating environments, and also for this additional section where you can add a remark, and I think the 10T option is an older one that isn't used anymore. So if you want to use your information or if you want to use all the information that are in the database behind the web interface, you can download them, and if you want to find certain road segments, you can do it by the segment ID. And in Excel, you can aggregate things. For example, if you have the specific IDs you need for research, you just can filter on them and maybe detect spots where no operating environment has been selected, or any kind of analysis you want to make on this data.
Just to give an example, if I may add something here, for the power of this approach, I think you can of course build cross tables or pivot tables, and then find, for instance, what's the share of certain operating environments in that sections that have projects for your corridor or have a certain traffic load. The traffic load might even come from another source which have the same section numbers or reference numbers, so you can do a lot of items, and at the same time check with your partners whether the basic information, which is the operating environment, which is the service levels, which is the project locations, are correct in that way that they can see the proper map, that they can check the status of the data, they can easily change the data. That's just to explain a little bit from my side how this data then can be used for more concise reports.
Right.
Thanks.
Okay, so that's basically the export functionality I wanted to show you, because for some road operators this might be a quite interesting thing. Okay, so I'm more or less finished with my part here.
I just want to interrupt you, Thilo. There was a message that have been shown, and there are some messages, pop-ups during your presentation and illustrations, and you could manage this, avoiding these pop-up messages by refreshing the pages by clicking F5. That is the message I got. Thanks. It's a message from Wouter.
All right, then I know what he means. Thanks, Wouter, for this one.